I have a proposition for the communists. So typically, the communists I know are not big fans of my husband as he exploits the working class and posts cringe on Twitter. But actually, if you think about it, I peg him and let him wear my panties so that he is submissive and breedable, and forced feminization is actually the fastest path towards communism.
Here's an analogy for you. I'm part of a religion that has a holy book that tells us how to live. It's about 1,000 pages long, and one small passage near the beginning mentions something about how, in order to be a good member of this religion, I should farmhand smack random children in the face. The louder and harder, the better. If it makes a nice loud crack, that's really, really good. Now, my religion doesn't practice nearly everything from this book perfectly. In fact, a lot of it we've just left behind as it's become antiquated, as society has moved forward. There's some stuff about slavery that we prefer not to talk about, and some weird stuff about shellfish. But this whole farmhand smacking children in the face thing is something that, for whatever reason, my ecclesiastical leaders and pastors are dead set we are going to maintain for the foreseeable future. So I'm going around, I'm just farmhand smacking kids right and left, and there's all these people, like the parents of the kids and these activist groups that are saying that me and my fellows in this religion are hateful people and that we're big meanies and that we need to stop farmhand smacking kids in the face whenever we see them in the street. And it's hard because I'm trying to explain to these people that it's not about hate. I don't hate kids. I like kids. It's just that I'm part of a religion that says that I need to farmhand smack them in the face when I see them in the street. And it's not personal, you know? It's just my deeply held religious beliefs. Does that make me a bad person? And the short answer is, yeah. Hope that helps.
All right, Deborah, so do me this favor. Pack your shit and get the fuck up out of here. It's that simple. The fuck?
That's very interesting. But what do we do about the gays? I mean, how do we get rid of them?
I deserve this man's career. I want this man demolished. I want him.
天空のライアーを手に入れたのは酔っ払い相手に歌を聴かせるためなのかよ。えへっ。
When they made that shit a law, I almost didn't want to do this show. So, because I wanted to punish this fucking place for allowing that to happen here. But then, I remembered that it's you guys that are the fucking victims. And you deserve everything in the world. And we need to tell them to shut the fuck up. Shut up!
I'm at City Hall with Ghislaine Maxwell. She's on trial inside. It's a creepy scene, so don't bring no teens. Her boyfriend's death was a lie.
If anyone ever tells you that the US doesn't repress its critics, tell them about Daniel Hale. Daniel Hale was an Air Force intelligence analyst who was just sent to prison for 45 months for leaking documents related to the US military's drone program. The documents revealed a bone-chilling process through which unmanned drone aircraft stalked Yemenis and Somalis on government watch lists, gathered enough information on their day-to-day routines and close contacts to present to the president, who would then mark that person as a target for assassination. President Obama claimed that strikes would only be authorized if there was a near certainty that no civilians would be killed or injured. But this was clearly a lie. Of the 200 people killed in airstrikes between January 2012 and February 2013, only 35 were intended targets. During one 5-month period, almost 90% of people killed in airstrikes were innocent. In fact, the military would actually label any military-aged male killed by a drone strike as an enemy killed in action unless evidence surfaced after their death proving otherwise. Targets were chosen by geolocating cell phones believed to belong to terrorists, but there was no actual way to confirm that a cell phone being tracked actually belonged to the person you believed it belonged to. Hale said this would end up in situations where analysts would spend months tracking or even kill a target, only to realize that the cell phone they were tracking didn't actually belong to the target, but someone completely different. None of these people got a trial, a hearing, or anything like that. They were just deleted at the click of a button by someone hundreds of miles away. Daniel Hale described the targeted as follows: they have no rights, they have no dignity, they have no humanity to themselves, they're just a selector to an analyst. You eventually get to the point in a target's life cycle that you're following them. You don't even refer to them by their actual name. The fact that Daniel Hale is going to prison for revealing the cruelty of this program and not the generals and politicians that created and ran it should offend every single person in this country, because it's essentially saying that there's nothing wrong with the government secretly killing innocent people without our knowledge. It was the guy who exposed it who's the problem. No. The generals and politicians should face justice for every death warrant they signed, for every innocent person they wrote off as an enemy killed in action. Daniel Hale isn't the villain of this story. He's the hero.
Have you heard of the LGBTQ+? Well, I am the N in plus. Yes, I'm non-binary, and I'm happy being me, so come at me, you transphobic lib.
When are we going to talk about the real pandemic that is gay men turning 30 and then pumping their face full of filler?
I think it's so funny that people are trying to come for this man and say, why does every gay think that they're Regina George? He is Regina George. The way he managed to get all of your pussies in a knot, unmatched. Sorry, he wins. You guys fucking lose.
People don't like being told no, but kids are kind of stupid, so try the but yes method.
Only Jace. Are you racist? Yes, but.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Do you guys ever think about how the food in America is so damn processed that just something being real is a selling point? How'd that get in there?
The topic of the day is intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is something that was very recently created by two dietitians in around 1995. The goal of intuitive eating is to bring harmony between your biological and psychological needs. So pretty much making sure that you are getting all the nutrients and stuff that you need without it being detrimental to your mental health. And there are 10 principles of intuitive eating. 1 is rejecting diet mentality. 2, honor your hunger. 3, make peace with food. 4, challenge the food police. 5, respect your fullness. 6, discover the satisfaction factor. 7, honor your feelings without using food. 8, respect your body. 9, is just movement. And 10, honor your health with gentle nutrition. Overall, the goal is to just create a healthy relationship with food. So I will be doing a series where I'll go in depth about all 10 of these principles. And remember, eat what you want, when you want, and don't let anybody make you feel bad about it.
Biden did that. Damn, 279. Thanks, bud.
Next question.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm a dumbass bitch.
Is that what they teach you in college nowadays? I thought all they taught you was homosexual Marxism.
Bro, this shit fucking hurt. It always hurts me when I see a black person being fatphobic. It just crushes me. Especially because one of the origins of fatphobia was literally racism. Prior to the Atlantic slave trade, Europeans actually found plushy, chubby to fat women extremely desirable and as a sign of health, whereas people who were thinner were sick and weird, specifically ugly. But during the Atlantic slave trade, many Europeans realized that many African enslaved folk shared similar proportionate chubby to fat sizes that they considered desirable, specifically black women. So in a desperate attempt to essentially perpetuate racial inferiority, they decided to just switch up the whole narrative and use science to back it up. This is what I mean when I say it's never been about health. Also, I'm reading this book called Fearing the Black Body, where Sabrina Strings goes into detail about this, using multiple historical references. It's really good. I beg, please